So you want to record a student intervention in eduClimber. There are multiple places to do that. For example, you could do it in Students 3D, but today we're going to be doing it through the Interventions tab. I'm going to click into here, and now we're at the Interventions landing page. And from here we can click New to open the Intervention Edition window. This module is the same no matter where you add interventions, so showing you this here will give you the idea no matter where you add interventions from. First, we add students. You can select your school from the drop-down, and then select the student that you want to put in the intervention. You can add as many students as you would like. To that list, all the students will be given the same intervention at the same time. Additionally, you can also add students by tag. So if you've created a student tag, you can quickly add them all to the same intervention. Next, pick your interventionist from the drop-down. Searching their last name will let you pick who you'd like to add, and then you can add them as an interventionist. Next, you can pick the level of the intervention. Tier 2 interventions for students who are between 6 months and a year behind in a particular area, Tier 3 interventions for a skill deficiency that's greater than a year, or enrichment for students who are working ahead on a particular thing. Remember that gifted and talented and enrichment are just a part of MTSS the same way that Tier 2 and 3 are. We also have specific interventions for our emergent bilingual students and for our students with IEPs. Today, I'm just going to pick Tier 3. Next, we pick our area: literacy, math, behavior, science, social studies, special areas, or combined performance where we have many of the enrichment strategies that we would use. I'll select literacy, and now you'll see that eduClimber picks a specific list of strategies that I can apply based on our district reading plan. The same way that if I picked science, I would have specific strategies that I could use in science interventions with my student. Let's say that this student is going to be working on Lexia Core 5. Next, I have to say, when will I be providing these interventions? For elementary, this is probably during your I time. For middle or high school, it's probably during a specific intervention time. Maybe you offer it once a week for an hour, maybe you offer it every day for 15 minutes. You can simply set this up in eduClimber to say, these are the times I'm doing it at, and let's say I do it every day at 9:19 a.m. eduClimber will automatically calculate it for 15 minutes, but I can easily adjust that if I would like for more time. Next, you're asked to set up a monitoring schedule. The monitoring user should be the person who will be reviewing these interventions. Do note that you will get an email summarizing how students are performing and attending their interventions. So if you have a teacher who doesn't like to receive those emails, they can either set up an automatic grouper in Outlook, or we can put someone else here for a monitoring user. I'm just going to say in this case, it's me. We have various assessments we can use for progress monitoring. We can use our state progress monitoring measure, which happens in the fall, winter, and spring. But we also have these progress monitoring measures that come out of School City. Since I put a student in a fluency intervention, I'm going to pick a fluency monitoring. And I'm going to say that I would like to do this at noon every 4 weeks. I would like to review this student's data. Let's just say I'll do it on Mondays. Lastly, I have to set a goal. I think 70% on their progress monitoring measure that I'm giving them is a great goal to have. And then for the grade level, you would want to put the grade that the student is in. This is very critical because many times eduClimber is drawing scores about how it expects a student to perform based on the grade level. For example, if you have a second grade student and you're using the MAP assessment in science as a way of monitoring them, and you put the third grade level, that second grader will be held to third grade expectations. Finally, we can scroll down and hit add. And the last thing we say is when we would like to review this. So let's say we would like to review this from today, October, all the way until July. If I set this date back earlier, I can actually backdate student attendance if I've kept track of that in, let's say, an Excel spreadsheet. And I would like to monitor this every 4 weeks on Tuesdays. I can assign this to a meeting. If I've already created a meeting, the list will be right here. Let's say I have a Tier 3 monthly meeting. I can check the box, hit add, and now that student will be added to my meeting at the interval that I said. And finally, I click save, and my intervention is scheduled. So it takes a little bit of work to put the intervention in, but once you have it, you can quickly record attendance, track, and keep great data on the health of the intervention and how the student is responding to it, so we can be more flexible with our MTSS and help our students get the exact amount of intervention that they need.